What if the reality you perceive is only a fraction of what's real, and ancient priests held the keys to the rest? This isn't just history, it's a roadmap to expanding your consciousness, unlocking hidden abilities, and challenging the very fabric of reality. For millennia, across cultures separated by vast distances and time, certain individuals, priests, shamans, mystics have claimed the ability to access realms beyond our everyday perception. They spoke of communicating with spirits, healing the sick with unseen energies, and even traversing dimensions that modern science deems impossible. Were these mere fantasies born of superstition, or did these ancient practitioners possess a genuine understanding of consciousness and reality that we've since lost? The central theory we'll explore is this: ancient priests, through disciplined practices and a deep understanding of esoteric principles, could intentionally shift their consciousness to perceive and interact with other dimensions. This stands in stark contrast to the modern materialist view, which insists that physical reality is all there is, that consciousness is merely a byproduct of brain activity, and that such interdimensional phenomena are simply impossible. But what if the materialists are wrong? What if consciousness is far more vast and capable than we currently understand? Esoteric traditions speak of subtle bodies, astral, mental, and causal, existing beyond the physical, acting as vehicles for consciousness to explore other realms. While modern science largely dismisses these concepts, could they hold a key to understanding these ancient abilities? Or could these other dimensions be simply alternative states of this same reality that science has yet to fully understand? These practices weren't random or accidental. They were based on specific, repeatable techniques designed to induce altered states of consciousness. From the meditative disciplines of Tibetan monks to the sensory deprivation rituals of Egyptian initiates and the psychoactive sacraments of Mayan shamans, common threads emerge, hinting at a universal technology of consciousness. While shrouded in mystery and often misinterpreted as mere religious ritual, these methods share underlying patterns that point to a profound understanding of the human mind and its potential to transcend the limitations of ordinary perception. What were those universal technologies? How did they work? Were they only available to an elite few? To truly grasp the significance of these practices, we must understand the historical context of ancient priesthoods. In many ancient societies, priests weren't just religious figures. They were also scientists, astronomers, healers, and the keepers of knowledge. Entrusted with understanding the universe and guiding their societies, they held a unique position of power and influence. The priests in ancient Egypt, for instance, were not only adept at performing elaborate rituals, but were also skilled astronomers who charted the stars and healers who understood the intricacies of the human body. This holistic understanding of the world extended beyond the physical, encompassing realms of consciousness and energy that are largely ignored by modern science. They served as gatekeepers of hidden knowledge, passing down secret teachings through carefully guarded lineages. Understanding these ancient practices could revolutionize our understanding of consciousness, potentially unlocking human potential beyond our current limitations. Modern science is beginning to catch up, with quantum physics and neuroscience offering tantalizing glimpses into the mysteries of consciousness and reality. What if unlocking the secrets of interdimensional access could lead to breakthroughs in healing, communication, and technological advancement? Imagine a future where we can consciously navigate the realms of consciousness, harnessing the power of the mind to heal our bodies, expand our awareness, and even travel to other dimensions. The potential impact of this knowledge is staggering, both on an individual and societal level. On a personal level, accessing other dimensions or altered states might allow us to overcome limiting beliefs, heal emotional wounds, and connect with our higher selves. Imagine releasing the traumas of the past, breaking free from self-sabotaging patterns, and tapping into a wellspring of creativity and intuition. This, in turn, could lead to a more compassionate and enlightened society, one where individuals are empowered to live authentically and contribute to the greater good. But what if this knowledge has been deliberately suppressed or lost over time? Could dominant institutions or ideologies have deliberately concealed these practices to maintain control? History is rife with examples of knowledge being suppressed, from the burning of the Library of Alexandria to the persecution of scientists and the suppression of esoteric knowledge by religious institutions. Were these ancient techniques deemed too dangerous, too powerful, or too subversive to be allowed into the mainstream? If so, what are they trying to hide? And what does it mean for humanity if we remain ignorant of our true potential? This video is an invitation to question everything you think you know about reality and to embark on a journey of self-discovery to unlock your own potential for expanded consciousness. We'll explore the rituals of ancient Egyptian priests, the teachings of Hermeticism, and the latest findings in quantum physics related to consciousness to provide a comprehensive overview of this fascinating topic. But before we dive in, let's clarify some essential background elements. What do we even mean by dimensions? When we speak of dimensions, we're not just referring to the three spatial dimensions we experience daily: length, width, and height. We're also talking about other realms of existence, different levels of consciousness, or even parallel universes. Think of it like a radio. Countless frequencies exist all around us, but we need the right receiver to tune into a specific station. Similarly, different dimensions may exist alongside our own, but we need the right frequency or state of consciousness to perceive them. These could be alternative vibrational states in our local space that can be unlocked when certain conditions are met. Therefore, accessing other dimensions isn't about physically traveling to another place, but rather about shifting our consciousness to perceive realities beyond our normal senses. The mind is the key to unlocking these experiences, the gateway to other states of being. It's more akin to lucid dreaming or astral projection, where the physical body remains in place, but the consciousness explores other realms. The physical form remains on this plane, but the consciousness itself is allowed to travel beyond it. So how do we train our consciousness to travel? Over the course of this video, we'll delve into key areas: ancient religious practices, esoteric teachings, and modern scientific perspectives. We'll examine the rituals of ancient cultures, explore the wisdom of Hermeticism and Kabbalah, and investigate the mind-bending implications of quantum physics. These three threads will be woven together to provide a comprehensive overview of interdimensional access. What specific patterns can we observe in these seemingly disparate areas of knowledge? Across different traditions, we find recurring patterns: the use of symbolism, ritual, and altered states to achieve specific outcomes. Mandalas, yantras, and other geometric symbols are used in different cultures as tools for focusing the mind and accessing altered states, hinting at a universal language of consciousness. Rituals, often involving chanting, dancing, and specific gestures, are designed to create a state of heightened awareness and receptivity. And altered states, induced through meditation, sensory deprivation, or psychoactive substances, serve as a gateway to perceiving realities beyond the ordinary. If ancient priests could access other dimensions, what secrets did they unlock? How did they use this knowledge to heal, predict the future, or influence events? And what happened to this knowledge over time? Could the ancient concept of as above, so below be related to the modern scientific principle of quantum entanglement? Are there underlying connections between ancient wisdom and the latest discoveries in physics? Prepare to embark on a journey that will challenge your perceptions of reality and unlock your potential for expanded consciousness. By the end of this video, you will have the knowledge and tools to begin exploring the hidden dimensions within yourself. What then were the specific techniques employed by ancient priests to prepare themselves for such extraordinary feats of consciousness? It wasn't a matter of simply wishing for access. It involved rigorous discipline and carefully orchestrated rituals. The goal was to purify the mind and body, transforming themselves into receptive vessels capable of withstanding the energies and perceptions of other dimensions. This preparation served as a crucial foundation, setting the stage for the profound experiences that were to follow. Can the body be trained to withstand different states of consciousness? Ritual purification was a cornerstone of this preparation. Across diverse cultures, priests engaged in practices like fasting, elaborate cleansing ceremonies, and sexual abstinence to purify the physical and mental planes. These weren't arbitrary acts of self-denial. They were intended to clear the mind of everyday distractions and the body of toxins, creating a state of heightened sensitivity. Think of it as tuning a radio receiver. By eliminating static, you improve the clarity of the signal. This aligns with the esoteric concept of purification of the elements within oneself, where earth represents the physical body, water the emotions, air the intellect, and fire the will. Each element had to be refined to achieve inner harmony. Egyptian priests, for instance, adhered to strict dietary restrictions, often abstaining from meat and certain grains, believing that these foods clouded their minds and weighed down their spirits. They also engaged in frequent bathing rituals, symbolizing the washing away of impurities. These ancient practices resonate with modern neuroscience, which demonstrates how fasting and a clean diet can indeed reduce mental noise and enhance focus through neurochemical changes. Fasting, for example, can increase levels of brain-derived neurotrophic factor, BDNF, a protein that supports neuron growth and enhances cognitive function. Could it be that the esoteric understanding of purification aligns with the physical realities of brain function? Sacred geometry and symbolic language were also integral to the preparation process. Temples and ritual objects were often designed using specific geometric ratios, such as the flower of life and the golden ratio, which were believed to resonate with higher dimensional frequencies. These symbols weren't just decorative. They were seen as keys that unlocked hidden realms of consciousness, a method of resonating with the very fabric of reality. Esoteric traditions consider these symbols to be part of the blueprint of creation, reflecting the interconnectedness of all things and offering a pathway to understanding the universe's underlying structure. Modern science is also beginning to recognize the significance of geometric patterns in nature, from the spirals of galaxies to the arrangements of atoms. These patterns affect energy flow and information processing at all scales. Consider the layout of Egyptian temples, carefully aligned with constellations and cardinal directions. This alignment wasn't accidental. It was intended to create a sacred space that amplified the priest's intentions and facilitated communication with the cosmos. Modern science also points to the fact that the Earth's magnetic field interacts with the human brain. Could these ancient temples have been designed to harness the power of the Earth itself? The ultimate goal of these preparations was to induce altered states of consciousness, a doorway to accessing other dimensions. Priests employed various techniques to achieve this, including chanting, drumming, meditation, and in some cases, psychoactive substances. These methods were designed to shift brainwave patterns, quiet the rational mind, and open the doors of perception. Esoteric traditions teach that these altered states allow access to different planes of existence, each vibrating at a unique frequency. The concept of entrainment explains how brainwaves can synchronize with external stimuli. Chanting, for example, can induce alpha and theta brainwave states associated with relaxation and heightened awareness. Similarly, drumming, with its rhythmic pulsations, can entrain brainwaves and promote a trance-like state. The Mayan priests, for instance, used drumming and psychoactive substances like psilocybin mushrooms to induce visionary states and connect with the divine. Recent research into binaural beats has shown how specific audio frequencies can alter brainwave activity and potentially induce similar states of consciousness. The use of psychoactive substances also opens doors. With mind and body prepared, what specific methods did these ancient priests use to access other dimensions? It wasn't enough to simply be ready. They had to actively engage with the unseen realms. Sensory deprivation and isolation were powerful tools in their arsenal. Prolonged isolation in dark chambers, often found within pyramids or caves, served to minimize external stimuli and amplify inner experiences. By cutting off the senses, the priests were able to turn their attention inward, confronting their deepest fears and accessing hidden aspects of themselves. Esoteric teachings emphasize the inner journey as a necessary step in spiritual transformation, requiring a confrontation with the shadow self, the unconscious aspects of the personality that are often repressed or denied. The neuroscience of sensory deprivation reveals how it can lead to hallucinations and altered perceptions. When the brain is deprived of external input, it begins to generate its own stimuli, creating vivid imagery and blurring the lines between reality and imagination. Ancient mystery schools often used caves for initiations, subjecting initiates to extended periods of darkness and isolation. This practice mirrors modern flotation therapy, where individuals float in a dark, soundproof tank filled with Epsom salt water. Studies have shown that flotation therapy can reduce stress, anxiety, and depression, while also enhancing creativity and introspection. Could it be that these ancient practices tapped into the same neurological mechanisms that modern science is only now beginning to understand? Or is there something more mystical at play than simple sensory deprivation? Dream incubation and lucid dreaming were also key methods of access. Priests would meticulously prepare themselves to receive prophetic dreams or consciously travel in the dream realm, understanding dreams as gateways to other dimensions. This involved specific rituals, prayers, and visualizations performed before sleep, intended to program the subconscious mind and open channels of communication with the divine. Esoteric traditions view dreams as a bridge between the conscious and unconscious minds, offering access to hidden knowledge and spiritual guidance. Modern lucid dreaming techniques, such as reality checks and dream journaling, enable individuals to consciously control their dream experiences. Scientific studies have confirmed that lucid dreamers exhibit distinct brainwave patterns, indicating a heightened level of awareness within the dream state. Egyptian priests would often sleep in sacred spaces, such as temples or specially designated chambers, believing that these locations were conducive to receiving divine messages in their dreams. Current techniques on dream journaling and performing regular reality checks during waking hours can significantly increase the likelihood of lucid dreaming. By training themselves to recognize when they are dreaming, individuals can consciously explore the dream world, interacting with its inhabitants and gaining valuable insights. Could it be that the dream realm offers a portal to other dimensions, accessible through conscious intention and disciplined practice? Or is the human mind simply that powerful that it can conjure these places all on its own? What then can we say about the methods these ancient priests employed to access realms beyond our everyday perception? The techniques, as we've explored, were diverse and multifaceted, spanning from ritual purification and sensory deprivation to the controlled use of psychoactive substances and the art of dream incubation. Yet, despite their apparent differences, each of these practices shared a common objective: to induce altered states of consciousness, to transcend the limitations of ordinary perception, and to venture into the hidden dimensions of reality. These priests understood, perhaps intuitively, that the key to unlocking these realms lay not in external tools or technologies, but within the depths of their own consciousness. Consider the recurring pattern. Across vastly different cultures and eras, we see the consistent use of symbolism, ritual, and carefully cultivated altered states to achieve specific, repeatable outcomes. From the pyramids of Egypt to the temples of the Maya, from the meditative practices of Tibetan monks to the shamanic journeys of indigenous tribes, the underlying principles remain remarkably consistent. And now modern science, with its advanced tools and methodologies, is beginning to catch up, offering glimpses into the neurological and quantum underpinnings of these ancient practices. But if these methods were so effective, so consistently employed across millennia, why have they largely been forgotten or dismissed in modern society? Why is the materialist worldview so dominant, so resistant to the possibility of other dimensions? Perhaps the answer lies in a fundamental misunderstanding of consciousness itself. We have been conditioned to believe that consciousness is merely a byproduct of brain activity, a localized phenomenon confined to the physical organ within our skulls. But what if this is not the whole story? What if consciousness is, in fact, a fundamental aspect of reality, a universal field that permeates all things, connecting us to each other and to the very fabric of existence? This shift in perspective, this expansion of our understanding of consciousness, has the power to revolutionize our understanding of reality and our place within it. The information we've covered can transform the viewer's perspective on reality, on consciousness, and on the untapped potential within each of us. It's a perspective shift that moves away from the limitations of a strictly materialist view and embraces the vast, interconnected nature of existence. The significance of this knowledge extends far beyond mere historical curiosity. It speaks to the very nature of reality, challenging the limitations of the materialistic worldview that has dominated Western thought for centuries. Understanding these ancient practices and the principles upon which they were based can unlock human potential in ways we are only beginning to imagine. It is a reclamation of lost wisdom, a recognition that the power to access other dimensions, to explore the depths of consciousness, lies within each of us, not just within the walls of ancient temples or the minds of long-dead priests. The transformative power of these practices extends beyond the realm of esoteric exploration. It can enhance our creativity, sharpen our intuition, and improve our overall well-being. It is a path to self-discovery, to a deeper connection with ourselves and the universe around us. The patterns observed in ancient practice, interconnectedness of all things, the power of intention, the law of attraction are not merely historical artifacts. They are universal principles that operate across different dimensions and levels of reality, echoing the Hermetic axiom, as above, so below. And what are the implications of this knowledge having been suppressed or lost over time? It is tempting to speculate that dominant institutions or ideologies may have deliberately concealed these practices in an attempt to maintain control. After all, knowledge is power, and the ability to access other dimensions, to expand consciousness, could be seen as a threat to those who seek to maintain the status quo. But let us not dwell on conspiracy theories. The more important point is that this hidden knowledge is not truly hidden. It is available to anyone willing to look for it, to question conventional beliefs, and to embark on their own journey of self-discovery. As we connect ancient practices to modern scientific concepts like quantum entanglement, the observer effect, and the findings of neuroscience, the answers to the questions posed in the introduction become clearer. How did these priests achieve these feats? Through disciplined practice, altered states of consciousness, and a deep understanding of the interconnectedness of all things. What techniques did they use? Ritual purification, sensory deprivation, dream incubation, and ceremonial magic, each serving to amplify their intention and focus their energy. What can we learn from them? That the potential for interdimensional exploration lies within us all, waiting to be awakened. Why did this knowledge disappear, and why was it suppressed? It is easy to assume that ancient knowledge was lost due to the ravages of time or the destruction of ancient libraries. But in the case of these specific methods, the suppression may have been more intentional. Perhaps the rise of organized religion and the emphasis on external authority led to the suppression of inner exploration. Maybe the materialist worldview, with its focus on the physical world, made the idea of other dimensions seem irrelevant or superstitious. Or perhaps there was a fear of the unknown, a reluctance to explore realms that might challenge our preconceived notions of reality. This fear is understandable, as there are potential dangers associated with interdimensional exploration. But these dangers can be mitigated through proper preparation, ethical considerations, and a commitment to using this knowledge for good. Grounding techniques, such as meditation, mindfulness, and spending time in nature, are essential for maintaining balance and stability. And let's not forget the ethical considerations when exploring altered states of consciousness. But the story doesn't end here. In fact, it's only just beginning. What are the practical applications of this knowledge in the 21st century? How can we use these techniques to heal ourselves, to solve global challenges, and to create a more sustainable future? What other dimensions or realities might be waiting to be discovered? Perhaps this knowledge could lead to breakthroughs in areas such as healing, communication, and technological advancement. The possibilities are endless, limited only by our imagination and our willingness to explore. What resonates most with you? What steps do you plan to take to explore your own consciousness? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below, and let us create a community of shared exploration. In future videos, we can explore specific techniques in greater detail, delve deeper into esoteric traditions, or interview experts in relevant fields. So, embrace the new perspectives offered and continue your own journey of self-discovery. The power to access other dimensions lies within you, waiting to be awakened. Unlock your consciousness, explore your reality, and become the master of your own dimension.